What's up? Adam here, and in this video I'm going to explain how complete e-commerce beginners are using TikTok Shop, AI, and Amazon to build a real brand that they can make real profit with and sell potentially in as little as 12 months. And I'm not talking about side hustles, I'm not talking about, drop shipping, random crap. I'm talking about real brands that replace salaries and are getting people into 6 and even 7 figures in income. And there's never been a better time to start than right now. But here's the problem that most people face. You see all these different people on YouTube pushing different strategies, saying do drop shipping, do Amazon FBA, don't do e-commerce. People flexing these screenshots with no context, pushing outdated strategies, and you want something different. I get that. Or maybe you've tried to launch a brand before, you tried Amazon FBA, or you tried drop shipping and it didn't work out. You want a real brand, you want margin, you want to make money, you want to create an asset that you can actually sell. And that's what I'm going to walk you through in this free training. But first, let me tell you why you should listen to me. This is my story, how I built a multi-million-dollar e-commerce business and set myself and my family up for life by following a couple key steps. And by the way, I learned all this stuff the hard way so that you don't have to. My name is Adam. I've generated over 34 million in e-commerce sales across my own personal brands and with my agency. I built brands from 0 to 7 and even 8 figures in revenue in record time, some of them even in 12 months. And I've done it multiple times. And now I'm going to show you the system that I use with my private clients inside my ecom MBA program. So if you're serious about building a real brand and not just learning theory, but actually implementing a proven system, then you can apply for that program. The link is in the bio below. There's no pressure. This is just a real conversation about building something that lasts. And now I've said that, let me show you the system. Let me show you how this actually works. The problem, why most e-commerce attempts fail. Here's what usually happens with people. You get excited about e-commerce. You get excited about making money online. You watch YouTube videos. You pick a product that you think is going to work. You invest some money into inventory up front. Or maybe you took a program and they sold you on a business model and you got, really pumped up about it. You build a Shopify store. You stress over the brand name. You stress over the LLC, the, nitty-gritty details, which by the way don't even matter that much in the long run. Maybe you try Facebook ads, you run some Google ads and nothing. You don't get any sales, or you get some sales, but you don't make any actual profit. You end up losing money. Or you get some sales and then you have to deal with returns. You have customer service problems and you can't scale past a few $1,000s a month. So you walk away thinking, this business model doesn't work. This is BS, all this stuff that I've seen. But here's the real problem. It wasn't that e-commerce didn't work or that the business model that you tried didn't work. It's that the method that you used was fundamentally broken, because the old playbook looked like this. You spent all this time trying to find a product, usually through browsing. You don't have a system and you don't have AI to help you. You buy a bunch of inventory up front. You take a big risk. You build a Shopify store, which is the worst way to get started, by the way. You run paid ads, lose money, you hope it works, and it's basically just gambling. You didn't have a system. That model required a lot of upfront capital. It required a lot of time before you knew if things worked. It required marketing skills and ad buying skills that you probably don't have. And that's no wonder that most people failed. But here is what's different about how we do things and how you should be doing things moving forward into the future. Because there are 3 forces that have just converged that have completely changed the game. The first force is TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is not just another sales channel, and I want to repeat this over and over again. This has completely flipped e-commerce on its head, okay? It's a built-in buying platform with billions of users who are already in purchasing mode. They're discovering products constantly. The scroll is the ad. The ad is the sales page. The purchase happens without ever having to leave the app. And on top of that, you've got a built-in social proof with user-generated content. All of these people are seeing other content creators and affiliates talking about products, using products. The validation is right there. It's very compelling. It makes you want to buy when someone's raving about a product on video right in front of you. And if there's no friction to buy it, it makes it very easy to convert that customer into a sale. Now, the second force is AI, and of course, AI is completely changing our world, but e-commerce in particular. We are using AI for every aspect of e-commerce, from the product research to the branding to the content creation. You can use AI to identify winning products before anyone else using data analysis. You can create unlimited high-quality videos and your own user-generated content without ever having to be on camera. You can test hundreds of different angles quickly. You can generate product demos. You can brand your product product beautifully. No expensive video production, no big content teams, no designers, no bottlenecks. This was impossible even 2 years ago. I mean, just seeing it unravel in front of me has completely rocked my world. I am like so excited about this, and you should be too if you want to build a brand. Now, the third force is the Amazon halo effect, because when you blow up on TikTok Shop, people start searching for your brand on Amazon, and Amazon sees that branded search traffic and they give you higher organic rankings, you get more visibility, you get treated as a real brand that buyers want. And most of the people that see your product on TikTok, when they search for your brand, they're coming and converting at a much higher conversion rate, which Amazon absolutely loves. So you get this whole second revenue stream that you did not have to pay for. And when you combine these forces together, you get near zero upfront capital requirements. You get the ability to test multiple products using AI and data. You get real sales data telling you that what works quickly, and you get a path to building a real business that has equity, meaning you can sell that business for millions in the future if you execute on it. But this only works if you have a system. So let's talk about the action. The action is the exact system to build a real brand. Real brands get sold for millions. Real brands have real raving fans. Real brands are awesome, okay? And you can make money on real brands. The first phase is we are going to find our winning product. Then we're going to list it on TikTok Shop using print-on-demand dropshipping. We're going to find suppliers that are US-based wholesalers or US-based print-on-demand suppliers like Suppleful or other ones. And then we're going to basically just find products that have zero or low inventory investment with no warehousing. And basically that gives you limited risk if the product doesn't sell. That way you're testing with real buyers, with real sales, with real data. And branding these products is so easy, where now you can just churn out 20 different variations of a brand with AI in like an hour. So it's super easy to spin up these brands and test them. The second part is where we're going to use AI to test the content, because most brands fail when they can't get enough content out there to test properly. And they make 2 to 3 videos, they get discouraged, they quit, or they try to get affiliates to make content for their video. They don't have a good system, they don't get enough content, and you just don't get the velocity that you need. This is a game of numbers, okay? You need an army of content producers, whether those be real people in the form of TikTok affiliates, or using a tool like Create UGC or Arc Ads AI to create realistic spokesperson video, to create realistic UGC video, and spin up 50, 100 different variations, generate unlimited different variations, use another tool like Google VO3 or with things like Higgsfield. Then you can create product demo footage, you can create lifestyle scenes, you can do off-the-wall AI visual concepts that are eye-catching and interesting to people. And by doing this, you've now solved a huge gap in your testing strategy. The last part is you can do your own simple iPhone videos. I mean, basically you can do product unboxings, you can do before after demonstrations, you can do quick benefit call outs. Some of the best brands have the brand owner doing faceless content for those brands, and they generate a ton of sales via those affiliate videos when they're their own affiliate. So when you combine all of this stuff together, you can just dump it in a tool like CapCut for editing, where you have an AI avatar or UGC piece of content talking about the product. You have product demo footage. You combine that with like before and after, and then a clear call to action. Within hours, you can create 20 to 30 video variations for a brand new product and get it up and live and testing within the same day. And that's what gives you the data that you need to know to figure out what works. Now, phase 3 is letting the TikTok Shop affiliates amplify your winners. And this is the biggest secret weapon that most people don't use or don't know how to use. TikTok Shop has thousands and thousands of affiliates, creators who are going to promote your product for commission. And usually you don't pay them anything up front. Now, of course, if you want the better affiliates, oftentimes you're going to have to pay them, a retainer or a monthly. But the point is that they make a commission on the sales that they generate through those videos. And they will just choose to promote your product if they like your product. Now, of course, we need to pitch the product to them, and I'll make a separate video on that process. But your job is to make products available to them, to set a very competitive commission rate. I recommend starting with at least 30% or higher when you're a brand new seller to get people selling these products for you. It's another reason why you need high margin products from the beginning. Make it easy for them to promote, create a swipe file with all the content and information about these products, and give them clear product positioning and angles that they can talk about, and watch watch what happens. One creator with 100,000 views might generate $15,000 in sales for you. Another creator with 25 million views might only get $25,000 in sales. Both great outcomes, but just understand that views don't always equal sales. The right content to the right audience does. If you get 50 or 100 affiliates promoting your products and let the market tell you what works, you're going to be in a great place. Now, the fourth phase is analyzing data and doubling down on the winners. After a couple weeks of testing, you're going to have the data that you need. You're going to know which products are selling consistently. You're going to know which content angles are working. You're going to know which affiliates are driving revenue, what your actual margins look like. Most people were just flying blind before this and spending a ton of money to get any answers. And now, with basically no cost or low cost, you have clarity here into a legitimate brand. Instead of doing all of that work up front around brand building and agonizing over this, find the winners, validate the product, and make sure it's selling consistently. And then you transition from testing into scaling mode, okay? First, you're going to switch away from the print on demand method. You're going to find a supplier that can make the product in bulk, because you're just going to get better margins, you're going to get better shipping, better terms, and the product quality is going to be better. You're going to beautifully brand your package. You're going to take what worked and improve on it. You're going to improve your brand identity. You're going to expand your distribution. You're going to list on Amazon. You're going to create more affiliate relationships and scale with more and more content output through all of these creators, so that you can just multiply the sales velocity. And you're going to do it in a smart way, because you're going to know what's worked already. This is called building an asset. Something with real equity, something you can scale to 6 or 7 figures in revenue, something that you actually own. This is your brand foundation. Listen, you don't need to overthink this, okay? Pick a name in a day, not a month. Make it short, make it easy to say. Don't lock yourself into one narrow product. Get the domain, create a logo in Canva or with AI, choose a couple brand colors, set up a simple Shopify site if you want as your home base, one clean product page, strong headline, 3 to 5 core benefits. Get the social proof either with reviews or with these UGC videos. You get your clear pricing and a frequently asked questions section that you can use in your videos. And at this point, the goal is just to make the product stand out, make the promise clear, make the benefits obvious, and get it to market. Do not waste time spinning your wheels, picking this color or that, or stressing about little stuff that doesn't make a difference. You can make it better later. You have to ship first, and you got to ship fast. Then step 4 is all about leveraging the TikTok Shop Amazon halo effect. And this is where the magic happens. I've talked about this in my other videos, but when your product works on TikTok, people search for it on Amazon. They type in your brand name, they type in your product name, and they buy the product, often at a higher conversion rate than all the other products in that category. And Amazon sees that, and they go, ding, 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 alarm bells are going off. You're getting higher organic rank. You're getting more traffic. They treat you as a real brand that buyers want. And this completely games the Amazon algorithm. So your system becomes TikTok Shop being your marketing engine, your organic content from your account, your affiliate content from hundreds of creators, your viral reach without any ad spend, which, by the way, you can juice with ads when things start to perform well. Then you have Amazon, which is your compounding sales machine. You get the halo effect from the TikTok Shop searches. You get organic rankings that improve over time. You get a stable, predictable revenue stream. And then you have AI, which basically is doing all of the heavy lifting for you. From start to finish, we are leveraging AI, building the brand, using it to test, using it to create the UGC content, using it to manage the affiliate outreach, using it to manage your customer service. Literally, the A to Z of brand is now got to be AI first, okay? It has to be. With this, you get TikTok Shop sales, you get Amazon sales, you get customer growth, you get a bunch of content that you can repurpose and use over and over and over again, all from one product, from the same product, and that is what real leverage is all about. And by the way, we barely spent anything to get here, okay? Barely spent any money to test and get to this step. Now, I want to talk a little bit about marketing here, about the offer itself. And this is the thing that I see a lot of people who get started. They talk about all the features of the product. And I just want to reiterate here, your buyer cares about one thing, which is, what does this do for me? And I want you to think about this from the beginning when you're looking at products even. Think from an emotional perspective. Humans are emotional. Humans shop with their own feelings in mind. They're motivated by their own insecurities, by their desires, by things that they see, visually beautiful things. So you need to build your offer and your product around the main outcome, how quickly they feel it, and how low risk it feels for them. So, for example, instead of a dog collar that's like, this is an adjustable bark collar, you're going to say something like, my dog stopped barking without any shocks, without any expensive trainers. You're going to say something like, I don't want to shock or train my dog. I used this bark collar, and over the past couple of days, he stopped barking. I'm so happy about that. Then sweeten the deal. Bundle pricing, give an extra accessory, improve what exists already, give them more value, or make it appear via branding that the product is premium, thereby commanding a higher price point. And this is just high-level marketing and product positioning and ideas around how you reach customers, but it's really important that you think about this as a brand owner. Again, don't let this stop you from getting the product to market. It's all about speed in the beginning, but it is important that you think like somebody on the other end of this screen looking at your product. Why would I buy your product when there's others out there? And this is where you differentiate yourself, both by the value proposition, by how the product looks, about the benefits, but most importantly, the outcome. What does a person feel when they buy that product, when they use it, and it has a successful outcome? It's super important. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about using AI and why this is the unfair advantage across this whole process. I had an agency with 340 employees, and I can tell you it was a massive headache. AI can now do the work of all of those people. It can handle product research, it can handle listing copy, it can handle hook ideas for videos, variations, it can handle email sequences, follow-up flows, it can give you SOPs for your VAs. You're not even going to need VAs. To be honest with you, you can build an army of agents that do all of this work for you. Think of your AI as your copywriter, your research assistant, your brainstorming partner, your content creation team, your CFO, your basically everything. One person with AI can do what used to take a 340 person team, if you can believe it or not. And that's why this window is so powerful right now. Let's talk a little bit about outcomes. What can you realistically expect when building a business like this? Let me be straight with you. This is not going to be post one video and all of a sudden you're making $10,000. This is not get rich in 30 days. This is not overnight success. This is a proven system for testing products fast, for validating winners with real sales data, and scaling those winners into a legitimate brand. This is what's realistic if you commit to this process. Within the first month, we're going to be in the testing phase. We're going to test multiple products using branded drop shipping or print on demand. We're going to create at least 100 pieces of content using AI and affiliates. We're going to expect most products to fail, which is normal. And then we're going to find one or two products that show real traction. And from there, you may even generate $5,000 to $20,000 in revenue. It may not be profitable, but at least you have validation on what works and you didn't spend a lot to get there. Now, after this, you're going into the validation phase. This is where you double down on the winning products. You're recruiting way more affiliates to promote your winners. You scale up the content. You transition to buying more products in bulk for better margins. You're going to launch on Amazon to get the halo effect and looking at trying to get to 50,000 or more in monthly revenue. After this, we go into scale phase, and this is where you expand on that product that's done well. You double down on the affiliates and the angles that have worked. You run ads on the winners, maybe launch a complementary additional product, and try to get to at least 100,000 or more in monthly revenue at 40% margin. Now, is this guaranteed? No, of course not. Nothing is guaranteed. Well, there is one guarantee, and that is if you join the ecom MBA program, my guarantee to you is that I work with you until you get to $50,000 in revenue. I will work with you and help you and support you until you get to that number, whether it takes a month or 6 months. Usually doesn't take 6 months, but that is my guarantee to you if you join the program. Now, aside from the guarantee, this is the most realistic path I've seen in over a decade of building a brand, launching a profitable e-commerce business. And you should do this if you're willing to test consistently, if you can handle the learning curve of some new platforms and tools, if you treat this like a real business and not a side hustle, if you have a little bit of cash flow, You don't need a lot. And if you're ready to follow a proven system instead of just winging it. And this might not be for you if you're looking for, overnight money to solve an immediate crisis, if you're not willing to create content or kind of manage the process, if you expect one product or one video to just save you, if you're not coachable and you want to do everything your own way and be hard-headed about it, and if you're not ready to commit to at least 60 days of consistent action. Now, for the right person who commits to this system, this is the biggest and best opportunity in e-commerce right now. That is my promise. I've been doing this for 13 years. For someone just looking for a shortcut, this is going to be another failed attempt. But for the right people, this is the opportunity to generate real wealth, to build something meaningful, a real brand, and not just consume more content. Here's what we're going to do if you want to do that. First, you're going to choose one customer niche to serve. Then you're going to use AI and data to build a list of 10 to 20 products and ideas that are tied to their pain. Then you're going to validate 3 of them using TikTok Shop and Amazon data. You're going to start testing with branded dropshipping and AI content. And then you're going to iterate, you're going to learn, and then you're going to scale that business. And that's how you go from, I want an e-commerce business someday, or e-commerce doesn't work for me, to I own a real brand that pays me every single month that I'm going to sell in 18 months. If you want the full step-by-step system, which is, again, how to research products using AI and data, how to set up TikTok Shop and Amazon properly, how to create AI content at scale, how to recruit and manage affiliates, how to scale winners into a real brand, I teach all of this inside of my ecom MBA program. This is not a course that you just watch and forget. This is not even just a mentorship. This is a movement. I am on a mission to make 1,000 people millionaires from e-commerce, and I'm doing it with this complete system with direct access to me, with live coaching and a community of people actually building real brands. If you're serious about this, apply via the link in the description. We'll have a real conversation about where you are, what you want to build, and whether this is the right fit. No pressure, no hype, just honest talk about building something real. The link is in the bio. Apply now, and let's build something real together.